Hi readers, congratulations on finishing the first bent of your reading unit and now moving into the second. Before we part from our work, let's just remember the hard work that you did put in. You worked to choose to be fascinated by your texts. You thought deeply, intensely, noticing details, considering what you're learning from each text. You chose texts and articles that were just right for you, thinking about the level of comfortability as well as your interest. You made predictions and then checked back on those predictions, being okay with making revisions as you went, and then also noticing confusion, rereading to clear up that confusion, and also reading on. All of this work is essential for reading nonfiction well, and even though we're moving into bigger and deeper work, this is the root of it, so keep this in mind. So now we're getting to the heart of nonfiction reading, which starts with main ideas. So before we go any further, let's just think for a second about what exactly a main idea is, because it can be kind of confusing. First of all, a main idea is also a central idea. And it is also the gist. And it is also the argument. Yes, that means that these are all synonyms. So if someone asks you about any of these things, they're really just asking you about main ideas, what the text is mostly about. And we know that the text is mostly about whatever the author is trying to teach us, because information texts are teaching texts. So we're always on the lookout for exactly what the author wants us to learn. So let's move on to our first lesson of our second bend, diving deeper into nonfiction reading. So today I want to teach you that there are specific places in a nonfiction text that can help a reader figure out the main ideas. These include the starts as well as the text features. I'm going to show you how I do this using a new text called Alien Deep. And just to give you a little bit of information about this text, we've learned so far just from looking at the cover, maybe the back, flipping through, that this text is about people who are looking into what's deep under the water, the ocean, the sea. So thinking about what exactly is out there, and also the mysteries that we still have not yet solved. So we're going to jump to a section and we're going to try this work out. And as soon as we get here, our mission really is to figure out the main ideas. So let's try this new strategy by looking at the introduction. So we'll look over here at the beginning of the text, and we'll also look closely at the text features. So right off the bat, my eyes are going to text features. Maybe yours are too. I know this is about the deep ocean. And so I see something that's like deeply submerged. So it's like way down. It seems like in the water. And I'm thinking that because it's so dark around it. And there's also this cord going up, which makes me think that it's like something that's is going down deep, like maybe being let loose from a ship or something. I can also read these little captions here that help to explain probably what this thing is. Okay, so it says yellow flotation packs help control the ROV's descent. So whatever this is, it's an ROV. Okay, so maybe it has like floaties basically to help with what I was saying before, probably it going way down, the descent into the water. A cable transmits power. Oh, cable. I think I was right. A cable transmits power and commands from the ship to the ROV. Oh, okay. So it seems like this is a tool or a piece of tech or machinery that people use, but they don't go on it. They like use it remotely. Kind of reminds me of a drone. So like, you know how you can control a drone sometimes from a remote controller. Like you can be sitting in your own home, but you can be looking somewhere else by holding a drone and using it almost like a Game Boy or a video game or something. Kind of is what it's reminding me of. It seems like a really serious piece of technology, but it's controlled by a human somewhere else. ROVs carry powerful lights and cameras. That kind of makes sense if you're trying to like really explore the deep, which I know this is what this whole text is about, exploring what's at the bottom of the ocean. Okay, and then it says telepresence. The ability to explore remote areas. Oh, this looks like a definition. Okay, so this section will probably have this word or have to do with this word. Telepresence, the ability to explore remote areas in real time by using human-guided vehicles and other technology. Okay, so just from the text features, I'm getting the sense that this will be about people using technology to understand what's way, way down in the ocean. Let's check and see if that holds true when we look at the introduction. I'm going to read the first few sentences here. If you had a shorter text, like maybe a short article, you maybe would just read the first few sentences. I'm going to read just a few until I feel like I've kind of confirmed a possible main idea to keep reading on with in mind. Exploring the abyss, 600 miles, 966 kilometers off the west coast of South America. Okay, so as I'm reading, I'm not forgetting about my other strategies. So I'm trying to like kind of monitor as I go. So making sure that my predictions are right, checking in. So one thing that I know I could use is like the who and what, who's in this part, what's this about strategy. So it seems like who's here, people, and they're on water, and what they're deep out into the water. So originally I thought that it was just about deep down. Maybe it's about being deep down and deep out, like way out in the ocean where you can't really see. Okay. The Okeanos Explorer looks like a small white dot on the vast blue ocean. The only indications of something extraordinary happening here are the number of people in hard hats on the aft deck and the cable dangling into the water. So they're basically saying like you couldn't really tell if something cool was happening because it's like a bunch of people on a ship and then like this thing in the water. Okay, this is kind of confirming what I was thinking before. I think it just seems like this is more of like an explanation for what exactly this is. So this is maybe a detail, like this is a piece of technology people use. This is the thing, and this is maybe a little bit more information about it. Do you see how I'm checking back and forth? I'm also thinking deeply about like, well, when I get more information, what is that information? Is it a new detail? Is it an example? In this case, it seems like it's maybe, I probably have to add another post-it. It seems like it's more of like explanation. I'll add that too. That's what this seems like. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading to see what else I can learn. And then finally land on a possible main idea. 8,000 feet, 2.4 kilometers. That's like over a mile, like almost 2 miles. Below the ship is the remotely operated vehicle ROV, Little Hercules, a blacky yellow vehicle with camera eyes. Its partner, a camera enlightening platform named Sirius, hovers above it. The robotic companions, guided by pilots on board the Okeanos, have been falling for more than an hour and a half and still have not reached the seafloor. Their target, an area on the Galapagos Rift called 2A, just 100 miles from where the first hydrothermal vents were discovered in 1977. Okay, a lot of information. So let me just check back in. You can use the who and the what to just make sure that things are making sense. Still people and on a ship using this cool technology and ROV to see way down in the water. And it looks like they're looking for something like that was discovered way back in 1977. So that seems like maybe a new detail, that it's not just they're looking for anything. They're looking for like really, really old stuff or stuff that's like hard to find. That kind of reminds me also of what was on the cover. The mysterious living world, like, so maybe things have been forgotten about. Okay, so it seems like this introduction is providing a bit more explanation and also some details about this piece of technology. But I really feel like everything is revolving around it, from the introduction to the text features. It's all kind of about the technology. So I'm thinking that the main idea here is probably going to be that you need, in order to see way deep down in the water and to find really extraordinary or cool stuff, you need to have special equipment. So now I could read on and keep checking that main idea. You probably remember from our last unit, or not last unit, our last bend, that you don't want to just stop there. You want to keep reading on, putting all the parts together. And also checking back as you go, making sure your thinking still works. So when you go off today, I hope that you do the same work, looking for main ideas by studying text features, introductions of parts, and then putting what you think all together. And then checking back on your thinking to make sure that it still holds true. So try this today when you're reading for main ideas, because this kind of strategy might help you as the texts become more and more complex. You're still using what you know, and you're just taking it a level deeper. Can't wait to see what you think.